Let me put all of those in a triangle like this. Is there anything common between these three words? Flexibility, efficiency, and adaptability. Do you see anything common? Yes.
Flexibility and adaptability are synonyms.
Okay. All right. That's very good. So they're close. Yes. You want to say something? No?
End goal is the same.
End goal is the same, which is
Success.
the organization be a good organization. So this is what solid research shows. Good organizations are ones. Good organizations that distinguish itself from others are ones that has this flexibility, efficiency, and yes.
I think you try to use flexibility and adaptability to be efficient. So whatever it takes, adjust yourself and be in that way.
You said something about accepting change. Accepting change. One common thing you see in all of these three is change. All of them relate to change. So there is a routine. Think of it as there is a routine. With this word, we're saying that if something outside that routine happens, you're flexible to that change. You can take the hit and don't break. So if you have your warehouse with fire in your warehouse, you still can continue. A situation happened, you're flexible. You have flexible organizational structure that can enable you to continue. Efficiency, you have a routine and you want to perfect it. You want to increase the outcome and you want to utilize the resources. There is a change here. If you're trying to be more flexible, you're making a change. If you're trying to be more efficient, there is a change. If you're trying to adapt, adjusting and changing the structure to adapt to new environment, you are making change. Which change? Is that clear or not much? One thing you can think of, if I'm going to do an event of this on this paper, so I'm gonna hit this paper like this. So the paper then it's flexible, right? So the paper is bending and coming back to where it was again. So there is an event, it's flexible and coming back. Opposite to that, if I do that to the pen will not bend. If I increase the force, it will break. So it's either going to stand the emergency situation as is, or it will break. It's different from this. This one is flexible. It's going to take the hit and go back to continue where it was. Adaptability, if this is an event that's always happening, then it will realize that maybe standing vertical is not the best structure. So it will change its structure to something different. So it's adapted to change the structure because the environment changed. There's now force that is coming. So it's adapting to it. So change is something common among all of these three. I want you to open your notebook to page 3 and take some time to read what's there on each one of them. Page 3 should be like this.
Can you explain how being efficient is changing?
Because efficient meaning that, so there is a certain routine. Let's say an example of a factory. So they are making cheese. Oh, I remember all. So they're making cheese. So efficiency meaning that they want to change the outcome of what they have to something better using the existing resources. You want to maximize, they want to reduce even the resources to increase them. So there is a change out of what's happening. So go ahead and read those. Which change is easier? If I tell you to rank those 3 types of change, which one is easier for an organization and which one is difficult?
Can I give a reason for my answer?
Go ahead.
So I I believe flexibility is easier because it is a necessity. Like, based on what it says here, quick handling of emergencies and sudden crisis. You have no choice but to deal with the situation, so you're forced to do that. Adaptability is something that you have to do on your own, and making change from within is more difficult.
Okay.
I actually think efficiency is easier because it's continuously moving, so even if it's a very small change was constant, it's still easier.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I think flexibility is the easiest because you go out of the way to be flexible and then eventually you come back to your normal. So for a short period of time you're doing something other than what you were used to do back on your head.
Okay. Great. Anyone else? Which one is easier and which one is difficult?
With flexibility, it's maybe what most organizations only do, or unsuccessful organizations do, because a lot of organizations don't know the list of tasks they have. So it's easier just to respond to what's in front of them rather than think of new ideas.
It's easier to be flexible. Okay?
I think efficiency is the hardest because you're at 85% or you're at 90%. You're going to be efficient to 99%, and then after that period, it's going to be hard to stay at 100% or to exceed that 100%. So maybe the first period it's easy, but then after that it's the hardest to stay efficient.
Okay.
I think flexibility is the easiest only because the others require long-term change and long-term planning.
Okay.
I was going to say almost the opposite statement. I think flexibility can be the hardest for the same reason, essentially, because it requires like a sort of mind shift. Like even if you're committed and you have other things, you still need to be constantly sort of stepping out of yourself to be flexible or to get rigid in your approach.
Okay.
Adaptability is probably the hardest because you said it takes time to adapt. It's like a reformation. It takes gradual change. You have to find ways to learn and adapt.
Okay. All right. That's very good.